Frenemies. Midsummer of 2020, we were in the midst of a pandemic and it was a season like no other. I had been 1 month into my first job as a summer camp counselor. My campers were all exceptional young citizens that were only in the 3rd and 4th grades. However, 2 of my campers, we'll call Tony and Sam, had some trouble getting along all summer. Either one would antagonize the other before typically walking away frustrated. It was a day like no other, as it always was at this job. Another hot afternoon at the George Mullen Activity Center, or GMAC, and the campers and I were staying cool in the gym for some low-energy, free play activities after returning from a tiring nature walk in the 92-degree heat of the Florida summer sun. I set up a couple stations with various types of equipment for the campers to keep entertained until we could transition into our art time. While the other campers are playing, Tony and Sam are near the bleachers with this glorious, big red bouncy ball. Sam's outright refusal to share the ball with Tony ignites him to forcibly shuck Sam right off of it for a win of the ball that seemed nothing short of triumphant. Sam hustles off of that cold and dirty gym floor to see Tony still reliving his victory with some bounces and arrogant slurs of mockery. Sam has had enough of the nonsense and lands a hot-blooded punch at Tony for the injustice. Having been distracted by one of my other campers with a busted elbow from an intense game of sharks and minnows, I missed the whole incident. Tony, frantic and angry, runs up and blurts, "Miss A! Sam just punched me in the jaw!" Both campers yelling over each other to defend themselves are halted when I reproach that the behavior between them was going to deserve equal punishment. I emphasized that I had been patient with their ceaseless bickering all summer, but this had taken things too far. I grab my favorite blue pen with that goofy blue puff ball at the top, pull out 2 incident reports from my trusty busted up binder, and start writing. I request that they calmly share their sides of the story, one at a time, because their responses were to be what my pen would relay. Sam speaks his side first, now much more modestly. Next, I prompt Tony to share with me what he believes happened. Tony begins to tell his side, but halts mid-sentence to apologize to Sam, followed by, "Miss A, you should send me to the office. This wasn't Sam's fault." Sam showed an expression of remorse. He follows with his own apology and tributes himself to getting sent to the office instead. Absolutely amazed by both of them, I try to curb my emotions as I tear the reports out of that jagged white binder and hand them off while directing the boys over to the head counselor's office. As they walked out of the gymnasium, I could see they were chatting a little before shaking hands at the door. I observed their bonding moment and felt that progress was finally in the works after such a tedious past 4 weeks of arguments and tensions built up between them. Shortly after the boys leave the gymnasium, our group heads to the art room where they would all get to make their own stuffed animals. The boys return to the group and into the room, wiping their cheeks before seating themselves together at a table. They work together to make their stuffies and have an enjoyable time. It was no surprise that they would become inseparable best friends for the rest of summer after putting their indifferences aside and going from foes to friends.